Hello, BookTube. For Tag Tuesday, I'm going to be doing the middle grade book tag. The tag was created by Amanda of the Curly Reader, and I first discovered this tag through Brian of Bookish's version that came out this morning. So, let's begin with prompts. What is the last middle grade book you read? Now, before we begin, probably should define what exactly middle grade is. I define middle grade as largely books written ideally for grades 3 or 4 to 8. So roughly sort of pre-high school. But as in most of these categories, yeah, whether it's picture books, early readers, middle grade, young adult, new adult, it's kind of nebulous. But I'm going to go with generally a book aimed at a between 3rd, 4th grade and 8th grade audience. So, what was the last middle grade book I read? I'm going to say it was The Phantom Tollbooth by Norman Jester. It's about a young boy named Milo who comes home from school bored. And he receives a parcel that transforms into this magical toll booth that transports him into a fantasy world where words and numbers exist as actual beings. There are like 2 kingdoms. One is led by King Ataz. The other one is ruled by the math magician. And the world has gone mad, and Milo has to help bring sanity back to this world. I really enjoyed it. I obviously came to this through the film adaptation from the late 60s, starring Patrick Butch, who played Eddie Munster in The Munsters. And I've watched the movie a few times, because when I was a kid, like whenever we'd have, in school, whenever we'd have movie days, there would be a chance we could watch The Phantom Tollbooth. Although we never actually finished it. It was always like we'd start it and never finish it. And it took me until I was in my 20s to actually finally finish it, and then to get around to reading the book from the library. But I really quite enjoyed The Phantom Tollbooth. What is a middle grade book someone read to you as a child? I'm going to go with Where the Red Fern Grows. I'm blanking on the author's name right now, so let me look it up real quick. Because I think that was the first novel I can remember reading in class, I guess a class activity, and it was in 7th grade. Wilton Rawls wrote Where the Red Fern Grows. Prompt number 3. What was your favorite middle grade book as a child? I'm going to go with... I guess maybe The Last of the Really Great Whangadoodles. I think. That was specifically for my middle grade. I honestly was never much of a traditional reader in the sense that I never really read a lot of age appropriate kids books. I basically, once I really started reading in earnest, I tended to gravitate more towards, I guess, kind of sort of adult literature, although they often did have relatively middle grade sort of reading ratings, if that makes any sense. But I'm going to go with Last of the Really Great Whangadoodles. Although Animal Farm by George Orwell could count too, maybe. What is your favorite middle grade book as an adult? I'm going to go with The Phantom Tollbooth by Norman Juster. Who is your favorite middle grade author? I'm going to go with Diana Wynne Jones, I think. Yeah, Diana Wynne Jones. What did I read Howl's Moving Castle last? Well, I'm going to stick with Phantom Tollbooth, but Howl's Moving Castle is also really good. What middle grade book do you think should be required reading in school? The Phantom Tollbooth by Norman Juster. What is your favorite middle grade book cover? Probably The Neverending Story by Michael Ende. And what is your favorite middle grade book to screen adaptation? The Neverending Story. So that was the middle grade book tag. So if you want to do this tag, consider yourselves tagged. I should have another one here in a few minutes. So until then, BookTube, have a great day and stay safe.